Hi Aquarians, welcome to your March reading. This is Marianne from Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I greatly appreciate you stopping in and taking the time to watch my channel. I have a lot to say about March, but I'm actually behind, and I apologize first and foremost because that's not something I'm fond of doing, and it's actually something that was out of my control, so I'm okay with that end of it because that happens, right? But I got to get this through. I'll never give up. Whole bunch of issues with the technology, and I can explain why, but other than that, just welcome. I am here to read, like I said, March reading. I have a kind of a routine that I do for those that are new. I appreciate you greatly. I do a chakra check every single month, and I'll explain a little bit more about that, but that's part of our energy center, and it's the focused one for the month of March for you, specifically Aquarians. And then I do the correlating crystal that I recommend, and then I wear to infuse the reading for that extra power and protection and all the wonderful things that crystals can provide for us. And I explain it and read it to you. And then I'm going to do a 6-card spread this month. I've shortened it a little bit. I knew that there was probably going to be some delays, or let's just say I prepared for that. So it runs about 30 minutes if you want to know, give or take. So giving you an idea there, you can grab some tea, coffee, whatever. Hang out with me for a bit. But I'm going to do the past, present, and future with 3 clarifications on that. And then I'm going to finish with 2 other oracles, which I absolutely love. And they're just more, more divinations and reasons that I do what I do and love spirituality so very, very much. Completely passionate about it. It's one of those things where as a young person, I knew that I felt things. I knew that I was receiving messages and all that. I didn't really know from who. I thought it was me, my voice. I still think it is a lot of the time. And those watching that understand that, you get what I mean. But you kind of get to where you know very clearly when it's divine messages and, downloads, if you will, from spirit. And then I always felt like it was a gift because I would be giving this information, and I thought, well, thank you for letting me know this, intuition, or whatever you want to call it, psychic ability, we all have it. And I just thought and you don't see things necessarily, it's just the feeling. And then, like I said, I actually hear, so I have a clear audience as well. And then I like to present them to you in addition to the messages that come through the divination of the tarot, right? All mystical things are what I'm interested in. So you're going to get a little bit of everything, differently and similarly on my channel. So let's get to it though, because there's a fair amount to talk about in March, and I don't want to keep you too long, but I do want you to be informed. And so, well, first and foremost, let me just break down what I always do anyway, and that's I'm an incredible astrology enthusiast. So I'm very, very interested in the lunations and the moons, the full and the new moon information and how it affects us, because it absolutely does. There's a gravitational pull. It's been proven scientifically forever, and, it controls the tides. We're mostly water, so many times, many people will say, wow, I didn't really sleep well last night. And they go, well, me either. Well, okay, it's a full moon or even a new moon, which we can't see as well, but it actually does do that. And you've read, no doubt, or seen or heard somewhere that so many kind of unexplainable things happen on a full moon versus even a new moon, like more babies are born, or, more people are, there is more tension a lot of times. There's more emotion. It's lunacy is what the term lunacy comes from, the moon. Our emotions are brought to the surface. A full moon is like the culmination and the ending of things, so that you can just like put an end to disagreements and problems. So it'll bring it up only to release it, right? It's not to say every single full moon and new moon is going to have, irritation in the sense that you feel agitated or angry. I feel emotional in that I feel overly overjoyed sometimes. I feel the passion, it's so relative to the moon itself and your sign and how you, receive different feelings and energies and so forth. But we have 2 retrogrades happening in the month of March. So one has already started. It started right on the 1st of March, and it is the Venus retrograde. It happens every 2 years. And Venus is the benevolent planet, and it is the planet of love and beauty and, love being around things. All the senses are, accentuated with Venus. It's, you love the taste of things and the smell and the feel, and, you like to look good and feel good, and you like to be around beautiful things. And so the sign of Libra and Taurus are both ruled by Venus. So I would say first and foremost, those 2 signs will definitely feel and notice it the most. Once again, depending on how many planets you have and what degree they are in those 2 planets, of course. And then the fact that you, Aquarius, are an air sign, is a fellow air sign to Libra and Gemini, being the 3rd. There's 3 elements of each sign, making 12. And so you're going to feel that too. You're going to feel it. And what it means when it's retrograde for any planet, and definitely with Venus, is just this internalizing, Otherwise, the planets affect us on the outward, where we're looking out, we're looking, to do things, to create, to do all this stuff, and other people are involved always, neighbors, everything. This is like bringing it in. And you don't feel like going forward necessarily. You want to just kind of think about what's happening at this moment. It can be emotional. It can be very, very exciting. It can be calm. It can be, where you lose sleep. It's really relative to you. But as an air sign, Aquarius, let's face it, and myself being a fellow air sign Libra, we're thinking all the time. It's hard to turn that off. And I've learned throughout the years to definitely, the simple tricks that I do, that I like to impart and with my viewers that probably have done it themselves, but just in case you have not, the one thing I do, because I have had many, many years in my life where it was ruminating and the thoughts, I just couldn't stop them, I couldn't sleep, and I had insomnia as a child. That's all gone. And what I do is I instantly, because as soon as they come in, they're fleeting as well. I mean, sometimes they last longer than others, yes. But we have to control over that. That's one thing we absolutely have control over. So as soon as we start to feel it and something's not feeling right and it's affecting our bodies and it's making us stressed and tense, drop down to your heart. I mean, as instant as that, your heart can just say, oh, thank you, because the heart is so intelligent and so intuitive. And it's just like, no, don't go with the thoughts. They're a mind that's very important to us, but they can be, the mind is not necessarily always going to deliver us the best messages, okay? It just doesn't. And I don't have all the explanations for that. But so do that one thing, number one, and just know that this too shall pass. It really, truly does. Our thoughts are so fleeting. They're like moods and clouds and, there's cycles and all that sort of thing. So that's an important thing to keep in mind with the retrograde of Venus. And just know it's predominantly having to do with relationships, because Libra loves love and relationships. They love to conquer and, work through them and, be fair and just and compromising and all that wonderful stuff, right? And it doesn't have to be love relationships. It can be anything across the board. I've said it a few of my readings. I know mine, I could meet somebody. I never say no to that. But for now, it's definitely been, for me, work-oriented partnerships and things. People leaving, people moving. Eclipses will do that. And I'm getting to that next. We have not only the retrogrades, the 2 retrogrades, the Venus, and now I'm going on to the second, which is Mercury. If you know anything about Mercury retrogrades, you're going to know now. They've been with us our whole life. And when you know, it just feels so much better, and more people are knowing. But Mercury is the fastest planet. It's what they call a personal planet, so it affects us quite a bit. But it changes signs a lot quicker. And when it's in a retrograde, it appears as though Mercury, the planet, you look up in the sky, it looks as though it's going backwards. It's not. But the feeling is that everything is being, like slowed down, like with Venus. Everything's slowing down. The energy's there, but it's less for sure. And the effects are less. So technology, transportation, and communication are the huge 3 key associations with Mercury retrograde. So just like now, I'm tripping over my words a lot. I've already started it because we're in the shadow period. We have shadow periods before each retrograde, a certain amount of time, and then the shadow after, so it builds up its momentum. We had Mars retrograde, oh my gosh, for 2.5 months. And I have a Aries moon, which is a predominance of this month, okay? And Mars is the ruler of Aries. So I guess that's what it had to do with. Everybody was talking about how they felt drained like they hadn't in years. Their businesses slowed down, minds slowed down across the board. Mars is our motivation, our inspiration, our movement, our action, you know? So that went direct on the 23rd, I believe, of February, and it's still building, but it's so good. It's direct motion. That's not retrograde. So we go to the Mercury retrograde. Both Venus and Mercury retrograde start in the planet of Aries. Predominance of Pisces and Aries energy, for sure. Completely different, but very much a part of what's happening for this month and next month. So, you know, retrograde, Venus already started. Mercury retrograde starts on the 14th. It'll last through the 7th of April. So just expect delays and changes in, you know, schedules and things like that. Be as flexible as you can be. Please try not to sign any contracts if you can help it. Read the fine lines. All the retrogrades always represent anything redoing, renewing, all the relax, reconciliations, you know, thoughts. And when you meet somebody during a Venus retrograde, it can seem way better at times than it really is. And at the end, you're like, oh, well, that's changed its color a bit. Because, you know, I'm all about color and energy. And so, yeah, just being calmer and at peace with accepting. And if you can go on a vacation, go for it. You might have delays at the flight, but we all live through all this stuff, right? So the 2 retrogrades. Then we have 2 eclipses. Because it's not enough to have retrogrades, right? This is a very phenomenal month. Eclipses are powerful. They're like moon on steroids, you know, and their effects can last for months. So we started the new series of eclipses, which is North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo. Okay, always the polar oppositional, always run in pairs. The last set of eclipses, the last 18 months have been North Node in Aries, South Node in Libra. So the first eclipse is going to be on the 13th. It's going to be a full moon in Virgo. So that's an earth sign. It is all about releasing when it's a South Node, all the things you want to let go of for the next 18 months. It doesn't happen overnight. Some things will happen really quickly. I mean, eclipses bring things in and out instantly sometimes, or it takes the entirety of the 6 months of the lessons and the experiences and the transformation that's necessary for all of us, for the highest good. So there's that. And just know it's a very healing sign, this Virgo. So I love that as well. If you've had some kind of ailment, definitely watch your health, because the eclipses can bring us, you know, the lack of sleep, and there's a very strong kind of electrical energy feeling we feel even when we're calm and we're thinking, we're doing our deep breaths. We're like, whew, go out into nature. Virgo is an earth sign as well and loves nature and things that are natural that can make you feel good. You know, that herbal tea. You have your own, you know, set of rituals that way, I'm sure, but do recognize that. Meditate when you can, whatever that means to you. It could be dancing, listening to music. It could be definitely sitting alone and deep breathing and, you know, listening to different sounds that, you know, the sound baths and sound meditation and healing is so phenomenal. So that's the first eclipse. And then we have the spring equinox, which I am super excited about. And I know you are too, Aquarius. I can feel you from here. And I think we all are in the northern hemisphere, or the autumn in the southern hemisphere, or however I'm pretty sure we're the northern. I hope we are. I've been saying that pretty much the entirety of my readings. So yes, so the spring equinox, which represents Aries, because then it becomes Aries season. We've been in Pisces season. Once again, telling you there's many planets in Pisces. Pisces in the North Node. Pisces in, well, it wasn't Mercury, but that went into Aries like 4 days ago or so, on the 3rd, I think, of March. My goodness. We have the sun, because we're in, you know, Pisces season. We had the moon, the new moon that happened on the 27th. Oh my gosh, that's all about newness and beginnings. And when it's Pisces energy, it's about creativity, it's about love, it's about passion, it's about giving, it's about receiving, it's about imagination and spirituality to the umpth degree, okay? They're the 12th sign of the zodiac. They've been through all of it, you know. They're the mutable sign. They're the epitome of love. So you'll be feeling a lot of that, and that's a beautiful place to be. And then this part of you that wants to become very active, maybe if not spiritually, in your realm of creativity. You know, we like to, it's great to use our right and left side of our brain. That's going to be prominent as well. So yes, there's that. I mean, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. They are the power. They're the Mars. It's going direct. They are, you know, leaders, and they are cardinal, and they are doers and shakers, and they're real, and they're like a child because, you know, they're just straight up with their emotions. They're impulsive sometimes. Like, I'm going to get it. I want that. You know, it's pretty cool, though. But all of us are going to experience for many months, because we have a lot of planets changing into other signs. And a couple of them from Pisces are going into Aries. One of them being at the end of the month, the 30th. Neptune has been in the sign of Pisces for 14 years. And it's going into Aries. Talk about a dichotomy. Talk about a change of energy. And Neptune is about dreaminess and you know, kind of like being, it's nebulous and it's hard to hold on to, but it's like your fondest wishes and dreams is like believing in, like, with everything you have. With that Aries, you know, energy, it's happening. I'm making it happen. And when we say that and fully believe it, that's when things manifest. So it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's also really remarkable that we get to live during these times. There has not been a time, I don't think. I could be wrong. I know the last time I was told and I read about that, there was a retrograde in Aries. And I think that was 2017, so it's like 8 years ago. I remember what was happening then, and there's similar things, you know, with astrology. It's about cycles and patterns and stuff. Obviously not verbatim, but very common. You can watch beautiful astrologists that do nothing but do the history of all the different times throughout history when these planetary alignments were happening. And some of them have never happened in our lifetime, so we get to be a part of that. But there are repeat things. And so I've said a lot. I'm going to read and tell you what your special, what Spirit wants you to know about your special chakra, your energy center that's going to be predominant for you in the month of March. And just tell you, I absolutely have great feelings about things. They've been amazing readings. As long as you could be patient and flexible. There's going to be new things happening you've never even probably imagined. But you know what? You are so open for that, Aquarius. You are one of the most rebellious, open-minded, independent, you know, fixed signs that just is about life and about helping. You're incredibly intelligent, very, very creative, generous. You love to just share your wealth and your knowledge. Your wealth of knowledge is what I'm trying to say. But like I said, a little bit of issues with the verbiage. That'll probably continue for a while. I'm going to bring it up. Oh, yes. Okay. Solar plexus. Aries, Leo, fire. It's not fire. It's your solar plexus right here. It's your courage. It's your strength. I always ask every morning, I do a meditation on my chakras. I say, open every one, please. No blocks, no restrictions. Full, you know, holy, utilizing the energy and the strength and the power and the groundedness in the heart center and the throat chakra, and speaking my truth and allowing my third eye and everything to open in the crown for downloads. But this is the, I swear I was going to reach for the yellow gloves today too. I reached for the pink for you because they're vibrant as you are. Your personality can be amazing and you love to speak and, like I said, teach and share knowledge. You're known as the humanitarian sign. You know, you're the water barrier, not a water sign, but the water is the information that you want to share with the world. You want all of us to live on an equal plane. Okay, and I know a lot of Aquarians. I have a sister that's one. Hugely important. So they work in groups. They're big on that, you know, very entrepreneurial energy as well, though. Starting the idea, but then helping to have a lot of people work so they can be, you know, taken care of and able to provide. So let me read to you what it says specifically. Third chakra, right about here, just below the belly button, and strength. My body and personality are in harmony. I am strong, confident, and centered. I know who I am and the purpose for which I am here. And you say that enough, or even once, and I'll tell you, it's going to open that chakra right up, and you're going to just feel so incredibly good, and you're going to exude that to others. You're going to feel it. You're going to share it with them. They're going to start feeling it themselves. You know, when you're around that, it's really helpful to take that on. And so I hope you can see that, but maybe as a snapshot or something for the mantra. So now I'm going to include the beautiful, and I know what it is too, and I love it. It's one of my favorites. The crystal that I will infuse the reading with while putting it in my necklace that I got. This is a gorgeous gift set. Don't know where it came from, but this is perhaps you can look online and see. I think I've seen one other reader that had this, and I was like, oh, my gift set. I love it so much. It's the tiger eye. One of my favorite crystals. This is about luck, and it's about magic, and it's about strength, and it's about the confidence and the self-confidence and the self, love and recognition. Is absolutely okay to love yourself, because the more you love yourself, the more you really have a real hands-on understanding of what it's like to love others. Okay, I thought that loving my children more than myself as a younger parent and such was the answer, and I realize now it's not, but it's okay. I've learned a lot in my life. I don't want to have regrets. I just want to continue to get better, and learn from them. And I hope you'll do the same. So yes, I'm going to wear that. I'm going to start your reading now. So it's going to be with this beautiful deck that I have called the cat. Oh, there's my cat. Did you see my cat? That's Eclipse. That's my beautiful, loving, beautiful, my third son, my furry third son that I can't be without. Just the best in the world. Sorry, the best cat ever. But I'm using my cat tarot deck. And I have shuffled it, and I will shuffle it a couple more times. Spirit's asking me to do so. And I ask for clear and concise messages for the highest good of everybody watching. And I do want to ask you right now, because I'm using my third chakra and my confidence, and I'm going to ask you to please like and subscribe. Share this video if you like what you're feeling and you resonate at all. And I wouldn't ask it if that's not happening, because I don't think that makes sense. I want you to feel a natural drawing to do so. It helps my channel so much. I want 1,000 subscribers by June. That's my goal. I would love it before. I'm kind of putting that goal out there. It's always good to do that. And Spirit comes in and kind of makes things happen in its own way. But I'm going to get monetized, and I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. And I had to stop from health issues that were completely debilitating and I didn't have any control. So I had to stop, and I started again. I have a new format, kind of a different brand with the gloves and the energy that I'm so fond of, in color and the energy from color. And so, yeah, I would love your help. And that's all I'm going to say. It's greatly appreciated. So I'm going to move this out of the way and get a little bit more room. And, let me also read, though, what it says for the actual crystal itself, which is similar. But it's basically saying solar plexus, confidence, power, and purpose. The tiger eye stone, I radiate happiness and positive energy. I mean, I feel like if you feel that or even say it at all, it's just automatically going to make you feel better. I mean, that's the ticket, what we think and believe we achieve. There's no getting around that. I've experienced the other too often, and we have that much power. So anyway, my cat's up on the windowsill now, kind of acting up. I don't know, maybe this Venus retrograde, he loves the animals in the backyard. I mean, he has to be an indoor cat because he has a little bit of a handicap. He only has one claw on his back, 2 paws. Cutest, looks like an elf. So cute. I love you, Eclipse. I do. Come on down. Come on. You can come to the pic. You can come. Not on the table, though. No, sweetheart, that's not good. Okay, so recent past, present, and future. And then a clarification. And I'm going to finish with a couple of oracle messages and then send you on your way, okay? They usually, like I said, last about 30 minutes, but this one will go over a little bit, and I apologize, and you deserve it for being a little late. But anytime you watch this is okay, because the whole energy of the month is going to be pretty much the same. And there's no rush involved. Let's see what the cards have to say. Recent past, you have the Two of Pentacles. Okay, I like this a lot. Oh, I see the two little goldfish down there. And a red cap for energy and power. That's really cool. I like it because it's so Aries, you know, and that Mars energy going direct. Two of Pentacles is the earth element. Two of Pentacles is two. It could have to do with two people. It could have to do with you doing the balancing, which is important. Venus, retrograde Venus, Libra the scales. Polar opposition to Aries, which is predominant most of the month. Also about relationships of all kinds. Feeling like you've got this balanced thing down. You're okay. You know what? You can do it. You can balance work life, personal life, relationships. You've got this down, and with very little effort. But one of the main reasons and ways that's going to stay that way is by allowing the downtime, allowing the deep breaths, allowing the little meditation times, whatever that is. If it's walking in your garden or listening to music and all the variables you can do, including sitting in a lotus position and doing some yoga and all that. Deep breath act works fantastic. It's incredibly healing. I use it daily. I like that. So leading you into this reading, you do care about your sustenance. Who doesn't? The earth energy represents anything we can feel, touch, and see and taste. You know, it's the tangible things in our life. People, health, you know, material things. So yeah, that's beautiful. Now we have the present, and you have the Page of Pentacles. Ooh, you got money sense going on here. The page is out of the court cards, is the useful, the, I say the greener, you know, energy, because it's more new and it's like ideas. When it has to do with earth, it has to do with, once again, ways to make money, you know, something having to do with your family. When it's a page, it could have to do with a child, somebody you already have, somebody you're about to have, you're pregnant, you know, you're thinking about being pregnant, you're discussing it, you know, what kind of money should we set aside for college and all the other stuff that a lot of parents are able to do or think about. Yeah, it's a beginning. It's also remembering, so very importantly, your inner child. Being in tune with that, having fun. There'll be some stresses this month. I don't accentuate that, but of course there will be. There always is. And we work through all of them. Deep breathing, allowing yourself some downtime, allowing yourself fresh air, allowing that balance to stay there, getting plenty of rest, please, and hydration. The eclipses tend to be, like I said, they're like a moon on steroids. I thought I said that, perhaps not, but they're very, very strong and they can really affect us physically. So you want to stay on top of your game by things like hydrating, just making sure you have enough water. The moon affects the tides, you know, and it affects us. So words to live by. Yeah, just this newness, this new idea, this new way to maybe a second income and maybe a hobby, a creativity, because the Piscean energy is, like I said, so creative, and it helps to really bring out those juices in us. And it's, you know, that's part of our second chakra and our sensuality and our, you know, our love and our, I don't know, all the feeling, the pleasure. So that's really cool. And then the future, you have the World. Maybe this came up one other time, but man, that you're in there. It shows all the fixed signs. So we've got it's not showing that here. What's going on with me? Why am I saying that? And why is it not the same? Well, it's a different deck. So what's interesting though, it has a bird, a fish, and we've got Pisces predominant in the North Node, fire with Aries. Oh, it's got a mouse because cats like mice. And it's got a bird. So your mind is active, everything. The World is a major arcana. Okay, it's the last one. And it's saying, well, I've come this far. I have made changes I never really even imagined. And I'm extremely happy, and I've done it myself, and I am extremely excited about the next chapter. I'm also, it's like a huge cycle. It's just a one huge ending of your life. I mean, there's so many of these that happen in a lifetime, but it also represents travel. International specifically. We have Jupiter in Gemini, your fellow air sign. So that's very positive as well. And, you know, Jupiter is the benevolent planet like Venus, and it's not retrograde. So there might be some really huge inspiration to go across, to go do the traveling you've always thought about doing, and to just make that happen for yourself and explore the world, because there's so much to see. I'm told it's so helpful in giving you more knowledge and understanding of just how life really works. We're in such a vast planet, and sometimes we don't ever have the opportunity to go outside our own city. Even sometimes, I know I'm one of those people. I love to. I'm tied to my work as an entrepreneur of many years, and it's just, I take time off though. We started a ritual with my kids, and we do go usually the week of Mother's Day, and this will be year 3, and it's one of the most incredible things I've done. So as an air sign, maybe you're doing that as well. But it's something fantastic, and you can be very, very proud. You've got the world in your hands. You've accomplished so much. So then we go with the clarification. The first one being the 2 of Pentacles. You have the Tower. Ooh, something was shaken up. Something shook you up, and it doesn't have to be negative. Let me make that really clear. The tower, means that there's things that have to leave us. We have to establish our foundation, whether it's through our home or where we work. If it's not steady or something, it needs to come down. It'll happen whether we're instrumental in making it happen or not. But I think this is something that you had thought about, and it may have very well had to do with your finances, and something came through and you didn't expect it, or something was lost, or there's very many examples. But because of that, you thought, okay, thank you for the insight, because now I'm definitely going to make sure that I'm very, very cognizant of where my money goes, and I'm going to keep that balance, because I want the rainy day stuff. Because like I said, my business was slower than it's been in the 7 years, and it doesn't mean because I've been doing it I've been doing it for 24, but this particular business I took over, I thought, wow, year 7, yay! Nope. It does not mean if it's been good, the next year is going to be better, or what. You don't know. So you're smart. You thought, nope, I'm not going to let it get me, because you probably felt the slowing down with the Mercury and all that as well. We all did. I love this, okay? Your intuition is very, very strong with Pisces, and will be for a long time. Your dreams are going to be very, very important. Take notes. Try to write down if you ever have a journal. The present, Page of Pentacles, like I said, this is you, like with this new beautiful idea, and there you go, the 7 of Cups. Wow. You may be thinking, okay, I really am interested in something else. I know I could possibly do both, what I'm doing now and that, but I have to use both sides of my brain. I think it has so much to do with creativity. The cups represent our emotions, our feelings, our creativity. It's the Piscean energy, it's Cancer, it is Scorpio, all valid, all about just knowing intuitively and very strongly in the next 18 months and onward, which you probably already have good intuition anyway. I believe you do as an air sign. I mean, there's just things you know. And if you have any Cancer, or water placements in your chart, this is indicating that you have these gifts we all have, and you're really noticing they're glowing up. And this is a lot of opportunity. Okay, this is giving you, like, for this, I'd like to start something. What would it be? All of a sudden, it's like the world is in your hand. You're like, you could do so many things. Be very careful about what you pick, okay? As they say, watch what you ask for. Watch what you ask for, because you might just get it. And less is more. I've always been the person in mind of, like, let me do that and do that. I've always had 2 or 3 jobs at any given time from the beginning of my work history. I liked the variety. I liked the money. I liked all of that. I liked being busy and meeting people. And I think back of all the different groups and people of my life. And now it's just basically been me and my job, and I love it. You have a lot of possibilities, Aquarius. So I'm really happy for you. Maybe you know exactly what I mean. Maybe they've been coming in already. I wouldn't sign on the dotted line until everything is direct in April, if you can help it. If you did, and it happens, because we have to live our lives, and I've done it, there'll be changes, that's all. Read the fine print very carefully, and just make sure you have backup, and Yeah, especially with retrogrades. So it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now the world, your clarification. The Seven of Swords. Okay. No, the Seven of Wands, excuse me. This is a definite different depiction of this. Wait, let me double check. Oh my goodness. Okay, it could be, I always do this and I apologize. Because if it's showing the claws, yeah, I think it's the Seven of Swords. In which case, it's a whole different story, but I'll tell you really quickly. Because I haven't used this deck in about 4 years, but I get the swords and the wands a little bit mixed up. But I can tell you that the Seven of Wands is usually the trickster. The person who thinks they're pulling something over on you, you know, right in broad daylight. It's got the big bright yellow on the card that the Rider-Waite-Smith. The guy's got 5 swords. He's running across. It's 2 left. He's taking 5. Like, it thinks he can't be seen, especially in this day and age when everything is videoed and everybody has, you know, proof of everything that goes on. There's nothing you can hide anymore. But no, the joke's on the person who thinks they're joking. Or, let me double check for sure. Yep, Seven of Swords. Right there. Or you might be kidding yourself. And that's the time, that's what you really have to be very clear about with yourself. Are you thinking that this move, this choice, this is going to be the hands down best thing I've ever done in my life? Even though you've seen red flags, and that's not a flag with your first one, the Two of Pentacles and the balancing and everything, but it's an indication of something red. And we'll put it out there as, in my opinion, my intuition right now. Being very, very careful, keeping that balance, because, you know, I can't tell you how many times I've been super trusting. And then the next time I'm like, okay, I know the right answers or the right questions to ask now, right? I'm going to make this right this time. Something else comes through that I forgot to ask, and I'll be darned if it was like an unfair, untruthful situation. Don't kid yourself. If you're feeling that gut feeling and it's not right, please don't do it. Wait, there's no rush, all right? It's spirit saying, and when it's got the yellow like it does in the Rider-Waite, that's positive. That's using your knowing and standing strong about what you believe, okay? 7 is working through difficulties. It's also a spiritual number. So overall, I really, truly love this reading for you. And you've got an epiphany. That's what I think, as well as the Tower. You're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for showing me that before it was disastrous. You know, because if you don't do things, the universe will do it for you. And I promise you, I've been through that and seen it. I just, you know, always wanted to believe it would change. But we have to make that change, and we have to feel good about it, okay? And this gives you the time this month to really reflect and think and make sure that you are feeling good. Body, mind, and soul. So in closing, beautiful Aquarians, thank you again for watching, first and foremost. I absolutely love this. I love and will always be doing this for as long as I can. I'm using the Oracle deck for your last 3. I'm going to pull 3 messages. It's called The Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. And the first one says the Fates. Oh my gosh. I kind of attribute the Tower to the Fates. Certainly the world, you know, the world in your hand, just like it's meant to be. And I absolutely love, there's a star, because that's what you are. You represent the card that has the star. Never giving up on your dreams and your wishes, okay? And knowing you are always being guarded. By the way, it's number 17, one of my favorite numbers, and it equals an 8. And 8 is the most powerful number in the numerology sequence of 1 to 9, because 10 becomes the 1, you take away the 0, but it's the eternity. If we're in a 9 year, 8, baby, it's happening. Your ideas are going to come through. You're going to have a lot to offer, and you're going to have a lot of opportunities. You're going to think them through carefully, and no one's going to trick you. No way. You've been around that, you know, no, it's not happening. And you can use this as a guide. That's all it is it's just a guidance. It's inspiration. It's very knowledgeable and sometimes incredibly accurate. And so even if you don't feel it's accurate now, give it some time. It's the beginning of the month. And please do watch your moon and rising sign as well. So the second card for you, also Venus and Mercury with the retrogrades. Observer. 49. So that becomes what? That's 13. That's a 4. That's being balanced, like the 2, but it's a 4, which is stability. Not feeling like you have to watch or rush. You know, you got these options, but you're kind of just taking it easy. You're looking back. You know, you're seeing what's being presented by some fool sometimes, and like, oh, no. Can't get that one by on me. Yeah. We're watching the moon and the stars because they are beautiful. They're our gift. And they absolutely do have meaning, and they definitely affect us. So, and so then the last one is the co-create. Yes, we're always co-creating at every moment. And I give thanks for that every single day. You've got the wisdom, you know what you need to do. You know, you got that Leo kind of, you're the polar opposition of Leo. Actually, the next series of eclipses are going to be Aquarius Leo in about 18 months or so. Not too far. It's going to be powerful. I absolutely love it. I love the confidence. Leo has such confidence, you know, and that goes right back to this beautiful solar plexus, right? It's all tying in. It's very synchronistic. And it's just for you, Aquarians. So I'll finish with your beautiful message and go over a little bit. The Mastery of Love. I love this deck, and it is by Don Miguel Ruiz. I've had it a long time, but it's very special, very beautifully illustrated, but what it says so much. I'm going to close my eyes and just kind of do this. I don't have favoritism, and just all of them are perfect. To master love, you have to practice love. Well, look at that. I never was great at darts. I tried a few times. It was fun. I grew up with a big family. We had darts and, you know, what am I trying to say? Ping pong ball, pool table, all you can imagine. 9 kids, just like anything to keep us busy, right? Yeah. To master love, you have to practice love. The art of relationship is a whole mastery. And the only way to reach mastery is with practice. To master a relationship is therefore about action. It is not about attaining knowledge. I like that a lot, and I get what it's saying. In other words, a lot of times you hear people saying, it's not what you say, it's what you do. So bring it to the forefront. You know, you've got that energy about you. You're on this world. You're just like, you're unpredictable at times, but you have great passion and love. You set the, what am I trying to say? You're an inventor. You're an instigator. You are an innovator. You set the tone, if you will, and people listen and want to hear you. So once again, thank you so much. Enjoy your March. It'll be great. It'll be inspiring. It'll be creative. It'll be loving. It'll be very introspective, and it'll be extremely transformational. So thank you for watching again. Do like and subscribe if you feel so inclined. See you in April. Bye for now.